Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout. What do we have on the menu today?
Well, we are still basking in the afterglow of what has happened in Ranchi.
Really?
Yeah.
Afterglow?
Afterglow, yes. Why not?
Glow. There's nothing I've seen which suggests anyone is glowing, my friend.
Why?
There's no glow.
A Virat Kohli, 135. Those happy days are here again. Everybody is going after Gambhir with this. Silence.
There's no glow. There is no glow. I've never once
Tell me you're
known.
not happy.
I am. I'm saying the general mood and a lot of the mood around the camp though doesn't seem very happy. Some of the things you keep seeing online, I do not recall seeing this much ever in a while.
But everything you see online is true.
No, it's not. But the fact that everything that we're seeing so much, or people even looking for so many clues, and some things are very deliberate. Some things are deliberate, let's be frank.
So you're saying that personally you're happy that India has won.
Yes.
But the Indian camp is not a happy camp.
No.
Is that-
no? Not
am I
at
getting
all.
you?
Not at all. Yes, that's actually absolutely what I was saying. The camp doesn't seem happy. People around certain players don't seem happy. It's very weird.
Okay, but why will they not be happy? The test series losses behind them. Yes, there's going to be a review on it in Raipur. There might be certain tough calls taken then, certain. But if a coaching staff member says, and in this case I'll say Sitanshu Kotak.
Tell me first, because you mentioned that meeting, tell me that. We'll get to the explosive revelations by Shane about the Indian camp not being happy, and we'll dwell more into that. But before that, because you said test series losses behind them, should the test series loss be behind? That means to say it's done and dusted and we bask in the glory of white ball domination. Is it behind us actually?
It is a double-edged sword, okay? It will not be behind us for very simple practical reasons. 2 years, 2 consecutive whitewashes, and all under Gautam Gambhir. He is not escaping that one bit. Because of that, your WTC final hopes are all but over.
So then it can't be behind you, right?
But then your immediate focus is white ball cricket. It is 2026, it is 2027 World Cup.
That's all right, but can you forget what has just happened?
We might not forget. We will never forget it. But certain people will have to forget it and move on.
Who are the certain people?
Members in the Indian cricket team camp. Say for example the current captain. Say for example Virat Kohli. Say for example Rohit Sharma.
No, they were not part of the test team, so how will they?
Yeah.
I want to know who is it that would not care or be hurt. By the way, I can only speak for myself. I'm not going to forget this. I'm sure if I was to extend that and speak for majority of our viewers on Sports Today, who I know are all hardcore, majority of our viewers are cricket nuts. You know, we get, and as you can make out also, and this is something that we've realized over the years, the community that we've built online is of absolute pure cricket lovers. That's what we have tried to achieve, and that's what we have. So I don't think they are going to forget this.
They will not
particular.
forget it. Yeah.
But the thing is, whether I forget or not, whether you forget or not, whether our extended digital family forgets or not, I hope the BCCI does not forget it, because they have to do something. Not be seen to be doing something, but genuinely do something, because something, or not something, more than a few things need fixing when it comes to Indian Test cricket. So they are the stakeholders, they are the ones who can take a decision. All what you and I can do and what the fans can do is exert pressure, and I think that's where our power lies, whether it's fans on social media or us as mainstream media. The more we highlight the problems, the more we talk about it, that will definitely create pressure for the stakeholders to look into. But eventually it all, that's how the Indian cricketing structure is, that decision can only be taken by the people who have the executive powers, and those are the people in the BCCI. So I hope, whatever you and I may feel personally, I hope the people that are in charge, they take it seriously, and the meeting that is going to be happening in Raipur, some tough decisions are taken, And those tough decisions, I would love it if they're spelled out. They're told to all of us what the issues that they've identified. We'd also like to know. Na? We can have our own thought, and in fact, between the three of us, we may agree or disagree on the reasons we think are the problem areas. But that's fine. I think there are wiser people there, or they can get some wise people in the cricketing fraternity, consult them. But at the end, all I want is for them to show us that they are bothered about Test cricket, that they care about Test cricket, and then take actions accordingly. Because if the BCCI does a meeting for the sake of it and nothing comes out of it, and couple of scapegoats are made, like it has happened in the past, then I'm afraid the message they're sending out is they don't care about this Test match cricket. This can happen, series can be lost, doesn't matter. End of the day, what we care about is our television rights that come from IPL as well as all the ICC rights in World Cup. We'll only care about that. We'll keep making money and move forward. Then I think we are doomed. So let BCCI do that meeting, and so we'll wait to pass a judgment on BCCI. But I'm just preempting it. I hope they get to the bottom of it, identify issues, and then implement it. Because these are the same people who did a meeting after the BGT loss and spelt out things they were doing, and all they targeted were the players, including some of the stalwarts, where you said everyone has to play domestic cricket. We have said, you identified another issue by saying families will not travel. The superstar culture we will end, right? Some players we need to speak to about the future of Test cricket. You spoke. So everything that you did was at players and the problem area. Despite that, you've had issues. So clearly the decision that you took earlier have not resulted in anything. So you need to course correct. So tell us first whether the decisions you took then, why they did not bear the fruits that you expected them to. And now, what are the changes you are making, and what are the new steps that you are bringing about to fix Indian cricket, Indian Test cricket? Because believe you me, Indian Test cricket is definitely in ICU. It needs help. It needs treatment. And so BCCI will have to do something.
You have been on an adrenaline rush for 12 years prior to this debacle, or 11 years, I will say. I was okay with the fact you want to end superstar culture, you want to get the players, be it anybody, icons, stalwarts, legends, back into the domestic fold. But it was 11 years too late. This is why you inherit certain systemic flaws. Everything was brushed aside in those 11 years because you are winning consistently at home. There's a shadow, 7 years of dominance. He just lost 2 games at home, Virat, as captain. But it was in his tenure, under the garb of too much international cricket, that forget domestic cricket. Who cares about domestic cricket? The supply line dried off right then.
No,
I don't agree with that. I
don't think
who came via a domestic system.
You are not playing domestic system players.
You were not playing those players.
Mayank
Agarwal.
Only Mayank Agarwal, Hanuma Vihari.
My point is, there were plenty of players there. This is the era of Priyank Panchal and the Faiz Fazals. Yeah. None of them got a look in because you didn't care about domestic cricket.
Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
Sarfraz, who got a look in unceremoniously, said because you took those
Karun
steps.
Nair.
Karun although came back.
No, but I do not buy this logic that the Indian supply line is dry. No. You took, and if, by the way, if Indian supply line is dry, then you should have taken steps to fix that, no? You are only getting IPL performance and players. Oh. So, someone has to be answerable. BCCI has to conduct a thorough inquiry. Whether it's the selectors, whether it is the coach, I'm not saying, make only one person the scapegoat. I'm not saying that. If there are multiple areas, I'm not saying the coach is only responsible or selector is. But whoever is, please put because you are very easy to do it to the players. You fired a couple of players because they're leaking news, because you want a better team environment. What kind of team environment we have now?
Horrible.
It is frail, it's not trustworthy. There is certain things, okay, you are trying to cut my thread off, right? Or my rope off. I've also got a knife ready. So, you're ready to pounce upon each other. Yes, that is what a transition is. You're insecure at this point in time also. That is a psychological facet of it. But 48,642 crores your IPL media rights. When you see so much money and when you see so many zeros, who are suffering at this point in time? Ironically, it is the fans. BCCI doesn't care about the fans. The paths, the crystallization to the path to doom has already begun. It's already started because why are you then?
that flow somewhere? It started meaning what? We're ready for doomsday. If I am in that meeting, all I want, BCCI will decide. But if what do? You do a review, right? The coach is there, the captain, the manager. I would want answers to few things. Why is it that you asked for a pitch like that you got in Kolkata? Somebody has to answer.
Yeah.
And who's responsible? I want to get to the bottom of it because it doesn't happen again. Why is it that we keep changing number threes? We've had 5 number threes in the last 2 years, 5 to 6 number threes. Who's taking these calls? Somebody has to answer. Why is it that we're getting players based on white ball performances? Somebody has to answer. Why is it that players that do well in domestic cricket, red ball cricket, why is it that they are not into the team and you're picking players based on IPL? Somebody has to answer it. So once why is it that on a pitch that was helping spinners, we're playing 6 bowlers, a pitch that is, flat to bat on, where you actually need more bowlers, we're playing 5? All these questions need to be answered, no? And once those questions are answered, you reach the problem area, then you take some decisions.
Another question for you. Why is it that despite encouraging the so-called senior players to play domestic cricket, are you then not selecting players from domestic cricket to fulfill your talent needs? Why are the domestic performers ignored? As I keep mentioning, it's a very obvious thing. Last year's Ranji, top 10 run getters, only one made it to the squad and E2 was discarded, Karan Nair.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 9? Are you telling me from there you couldn't have picked at least 2 more batters and given them a sustained run? No, you could have. You just chose not to.
12 years, you just had 4 players from the domestic system, 1 every 3 years. Karun Nair, Hanuma Vihari, Mayank Agrawal. Among the bowlers, it's even worse. Only Jaydev were not cut.
And then Sarfaraz is another, so 4th.
Was 4th batter. But again, is this enough reward? Sarfaraz, how many? 4 tests you played him, 5 tests you played him. Rope cut. Then, why have such kind of domestic fixtures then? Why have such a tournament? If you're not rewarding your red ball, because what is it? White ball has seeped into every inch of your test ball, cricket conscience. Look at it. How many white ball all-rounders are there? What this fetish with all-rounders and this fetish, we want to bat till number 8 even in test matches. Why? Because I don't know what this management has been given the brief, what this management thinks. What we are doing in white ball can be replicated in red ball.
But we're saying nothing is going to happen to the management. That's what the report says. So
BCCI and
again, you'll find some players.
BCCI and tough decisions and conveniently finding a scapegoat. Where have we heard that before? What was the tough decision that they have taken?
Last time after BGT, when Sarfaraz got sacked and Abhishek Nair got sacked.
Exactly.
Thanks
and 3 players
wouldn't even play
and 3 players were pushed into retirement.
Assistant coach.
Yeah. 3 players were pushed into retirement.
3 players.
Okay?
I don't know. Firstly, I want to know, I hope the meeting in Raipur is about test match cricket. I hope it is not about Rocco and their future, because that's something that...
Well, what we've been hearing is that it is about that, right? Is there is talking about communication between team management and senior players. That's code for what? Please communicate with your seniors properly.
So, there is one Chinese whispers going in...
a headmaster.
We already have one.
Yeah, my point is that is the coach's job, right? So if there are things not right within the camp, the coach's job is exactly that, to set the house in order. That's what he's supposed to be, the elder statesman, right? Now you're telling me, that's why I don't know. Now you're telling me the BCCI is doing a meeting to set the house in order.
It's this old Roman saying, or I think Latin saying, I don't remember the exact words for it, but the question was, who will guard the guards? At this point in time, that's exactly what's happening. You've appointed a security guard in the head coach to ensure that the house is in order, but you've also put a CCTV and you've also put anti-theft. Just as a...
I'll just search for a Latin phrase. I think I might, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, who will guard
the guards? Who will guard the guards? Yeah.
I remember reading it in some book.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which one it was. Probably a Dan Brown of all things. But It was there, and
Ah.
it's very apt.
Yeah, wait. I think
But
it
Dan
is
Brown
there
would
in the
be
tip of
Angels
my
and
tongue.
Demons.
No, this was Digital Fortress.
Digital Fortress. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Digital Fortress.
Quis custodiet ipsos custodes.
There we go. Who will guard the guards? I remember this line.
Yeah.
Because the entire point of that book was also about like digital oversight. Very apt thing to talk about. in
Roman
today's day
poet
and age.
Juvenal.
There we go. So that's it. Who will guard the guards? At this point, you are reaching that level that you have one headmaster, but one headmaster is not enough. So you need ultimate headmaster.
That's the only Dan
some
Brown I haven't
headmaster.
read.
Oh,
It's
Digital
not a very
Fortress.
nice one, if I'm being
Yeah,
frank
that's
with
the
you.
reason I have.
Yeah.
All others I have.
All others are fantastic.
Da Vinci
Not
Code.
all.
Da Vinci Code was phenomenal. Same with Angels and Demons.
Yeah,
I
but-
think
Yeah.
that was the only.
And Inferno.
was nice. Yeah.
Damn good
Origin
book.
was also nice.
Origin was good. Yes. But exactly, there are so many Chinese whispers going around in so many different corridors. Okay. Sitanshu Kotak comes and says, oh, why should we even discuss about it? There is no doubt about Virat's future. The World Cup is 2 years away. Why should we even have a debate about
Exactly.
it now?
He's not even said no doubt. He's towing the same party line.
But why can't, my thing is, why can't you just come out and say, again, if you want to set the house in order and have everything, nice and cordial within the dressing room, just come out and say that where is the doubt that they're not playing the 2027 World Cup? Injuries aside,
Yeah.
I as a team coach or assistant coach or whatever would be delighted to have a player of the caliber of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Just say it.
One coach has said it, but he also happens to be one of the most silent coaches, Morne Morkel. He said it.
Yeah.
Prior to the series, he said that, I would love to have both
Would
of
love
them.
to see Virat.
But
and-
again, people will not take his opinion so seriously.
No, because he also said in that same press conference that selection and all is not up to me because he was asked about test matches. So now he would love to have, but he has no role to play in having them or not.
He's
having
just the bowling coach.
them. Exactly.
And Sitanshu Kotak, even he also said it, but he also has no role.
My thing is, if BCCI wants to fix Indian cricket, you have to get to the root cause of test match problem. That's why I hope the RAIPUR meeting is about that and not about the future of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Because as I said, eyes closed, that should not even be a debate because that's the least of your worry. But it would go a long way for the BCCI to come out and say that, they are in a scheme of things to play the 2027 World Cup. Rather than saying we'll see what happens and this, just douse the fire. Come and say they are in a scheme of things. Unless something goes wrong drastically in terms of injury or something, there is no but. I'm telling you, if I was running the BCCI, I would ask Rohit Sharma. I'm honestly telling you, Rohit Sharma, do you want to play the 2027 World Cup? Are you committed to it? Are you motivated? If the answers to my 3 questions is yes, finish. End of matter. Virat Kohli,
Yeah, same.
do you
three
want to play the
questions.
2027 World Cup? Are you, motivated enough? Committed enough? Answer yes. End. Finish. End of matter. You play. Runs are coming. They bring with it. By the way, there's one other thing. To win World Cups, you need experience. That's why you never go to a World Cup with an inexperienced team. Team players may be in form, but form can drop. That's where experience comes in. And if you're not carrying experience, you can't win World Cups.
Yeah.
They have everything. So my point is, have that discussion now. If they are keen, announce it, that they are going to be playing. We've had a word with them. Both are keen to play. We are wanting them in the team. We want to utilize if you are running a company or a factory or anything, you have your 2 best resources who want to contribute to your company. What are you going to do? Yeah, of course. You're the 2 best resources. You're going to be there. You are my CEO. You are my general manager. Go ahead. You don't want to make him captain because you move forward. Fine.
If only life was so simple. And
But
BCCI,
make it simple.
BCCI trying to douse fires. When have they ever done it? I remember in January 2023, World Cup year, they issued a commandment which surpassed even the 10 commandments that were there.
The 11th.
The 11th commandment was written. Oh, this will happen. We'll practice with only the Duke's ball. We'll do this. We'll do all of that. In 2023, both your ICC events collapsed.
Then my personal favorite was the whole domestic cricket thing, the 12th commandment.
Yeah.
Thou shalt always play domestic cricket.
Okay.
That by and large at least they've done. My point is that that's fixed half a problem. if you're letting those players or making those players play, then call up the domestic players also.
When did our stalwarts play? Only after the horse bolted.
Will they play now, Rohit and Virat?
I think they will.
Vijay Hazare?
They have to.
According to the reports, where Rohit has committed to certain games, Virat, there's no
The
communication.
reports there, half of them are wrong. Are they going to play or not? Because we heard from Virat yesterday, very interesting that he mentioned yesterday that he's not the one for preparation, which is fine. I think, by the way, great interview by Harsha Bhogle yesterday. He asked all the questions directly, and because we now don't get to hear from Virat in any interviews he's not been doing or any press conferences he's not been coming. The last press conference he did, I luckily happened to be there. That was at the Asia Cup that happened in Dubai. That was the last time he came, and since then he's not been coming. So good on him. He asked him that. One, I loved, and it's good. You know why? Because we keep speculating, where is Virat? Is he practicing? Not practicing? He said it clear, and that brings us clarity, right? He said, I'm not one for preparation. I completely take his word for it. Maybe he's in the stage of his career where doing net practice is not going to help him. He said, about me, preparation is mental. When I'm coming into the series, if I'm mentally in the right space, I know runs will come. Doesn't matter if he's had match practice or not, and he's showing. That was a great insight. And the other thing is, that's why I say reports, because reports said he's made it clear, boss.
Nothing.
BCCI secretary, that copy spoke to us. That copy was up on our websites, where the BCCI secretary said it in as many words. There's no talk about getting Virat back to Test cricket, and now Virat himself has said, no, boss, I'm not going back. And I quite frankly, just as I said, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, eyes closed, should be in your ODI team. In the same breath, I say, please don't now go back to Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and Test match cricket. That's not what the problem is. Problem is you've gone through a new path with a new captain. You can fix it. Go there. Just as I at that time said, Ajinkya Rahane, Pujara, you're not going back because you move forward. Fine. Similarly, you move forward. There were also two of them not in great form in that format. You move forward, absolutely fine. But in ODI cricket, I'm as sure about Rohit and Virat playing the 2027 World Cup as I'm sure that don't go back to them in Test cricket. So I'm good that
there was never a debate. I mean, yes, there was.
There were reports which said that they're going to bring him back. That's why I say I don't believe in all that.
Exactly. I mean, it would have been 2 steps back. But then the BCCI have done this in the past. I mean, out of an IPL form, Ajinkya Rahane comes back for a 2023 WTC. Okay, out of IPL form, remember, and he top scores in that,
and then gets dropped again.
And then gets dropped. Cheteshwar Pujara on the back of,
because 2 wrongs didn't make a right, so don't make that same mistake.
Same with Cheteshwar Pujara. He got 4 double hundreds, but he was playing for Division 2 county. He wasn't playing for Division 1. But anyway, scoring against England and scoring in England county. The pitches have changed dramatically, conditions have changed dramatically. It's no longer.
Yeah, but it's not about scoring, it's just about being in the rhythm and going. But as he's proving, he doesn't need to do that.
Exactly. I mean,
I'm sure he must be practicing away from the glare that you get here. I know he has a house very close to Lord's. It's almost walking distance from there. There are enough facilities there where he must be going and practicing. He can't be coming in completely cold. That much I know.
See, he is getting enough breaks to ensure mentally he gets refreshed. That is the only thing which is important for Virat and Rohit at this point. See, IPL and ODIs, they are in that right mental. Now, see, after New Zealand, they got a 2-month break.
Mentally, he's refreshed. That I can tell you. Since that time, I'm not much for body language, but since he's come this time around, I see him in a very chilled out state. From the time where he landed at the airport, the way he came, I've seen him in the past as well. He used to be very different to what. Then from the time I've seen him in the practice session, some pictures. Then I've seen him, with some friends, former players, or he went for dinner. Whatever I'm seeing of Virat, I think, I could be wrong, but I think he's reached that stage where he's like, I know knives are out, and I think that is the doubt he had earlier. He wasn't trusting a lot of people, knowing fully well that they're going after him. I think what he's in a stage right now, you have doubts, you want to go after me, you are keep doing it. I'll keep playing, I'll keep scoring runs. Till I'm scoring runs, you can't do anything to me. I think he's reached that. He's reached
that realization.
Yes, and he's at peace with himself in that position. That's one thing I've noticed. Though what I did notice
In Ranchi was the same 2016-17 peak alpha Virat aggression.
That also comes from mental refreshment.
Yes, that is telling me that he's enjoying his time. But what I saw at the end, which is the one that's doing the rounds, the latest visual that everyone is talking about, is the moment he reached the team hotel.
Yeah.
Everyone was concentrating on there he comes, and that's the cake cutting. There's Virat, and he walks. He said, okay. Clapping, and then the cake is cut, and then they all leave. Before Virat reached there, everyone was waiting. By the way, the other thing to notice in this is there's Rohit Sharma and Gambhir having a conversation.
Yes.
Can you see them behind?
Yeah, they were.
Virat's not too interested in the cake cutting, and
He's not too interested.
Least bothered. One wave and he's off.
Yeah. Surprising. I don't know.
Surprising? Not surprising to me. I know why he did that. Because Australia, you lost the series.
Yeah.
You were told, why were you celebrating a lost series? He has said, keep celebrating. I ain't joining in your celebrations. Walked away.
Yeah. What did poor KL
Simple,
Rahul
na?
do there? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I go back. Was there any need to have mentioned that why were we celebrating a series loss? I thought that was unnecessarily needly.
Yeah.
And you think it would have gone down well with Virat? I don't think so. So that's what he said. This time he's won because, but he said, okay.
I mean,
You
see,
celebrate.
I only wish Gambhir was consistent.
No, he's done the basic thing. If you see, he's done the basic whatever. Clap.
He was clapping for him, and then he's
bye,
like,
bye.
okay, bye, done.
Bye.
Yeah.
Now celebrate.
I only wish Gambhir was consistent. Why did he celebrate the follow-on in Brisbane? I mean, that was the lowest point in Indian cricket psyche. Everybody, and it was not just Gambhir celebrating. Everybody in that dressing room celebrated. So it is not as if any of the other icons and stalwarts can be on the high moral ground and say, oh, we didn't celebrate. But you also celebrated out of relief. I wish he had highlighted that more than that series loss that happened in Australia. I wish. But again, if you want to be direct and blunt, you miss out on these very often.
So, how's the dressing room feeling like? Now going back to the big revelation by Shane at the start of our program.
As I said, if you want to encounter a Monday morning blue after having a Sunday off and coming here, you don't want to get out of bed. You dread coming. Oh God, what's going to happen today? What are the knives that will come out? What are the things which will be said behind my back? I think that insecurity and that toxic atmosphere is there in this Indian dressing room at this point in time.
There's one very interesting video doing the rounds, and it was shown on the broadcast itself, is where you could see Kohli. He's walking up the dressing room. He, in the middle of walking up, takes his phone out, he's on it, and he enters the dressing room, and there happens to be Gautam at the side. Okay, and you could see that Gautam is kind of trying to reach out to say something, and Kohli just walks. That's it. We were talking about there being no interaction between him and Gambhir in the dressing room here, as Shivam is showing us very kindly.
And maybe that's why he didn't stop for the cake.
Yeah. See. So look at the marker now, which will turn up, and it will show you where the head coach is. All right. N1, 2, and
Right
3.
there, yeah.
There's the head coach. Kohli is on his phone, and he'll open, and Gambhir will turn to him to say something, and blank. Just walked past. Nothing whatsoever. And then now, to make things even worse, and this is a little bit of, I dare say, quote-unquote detective work from yours truly. Both of Kohli's siblings were very active on their social media yesterday after the 100. And both of them posted something very similar, by the way. We had seen Vikas Kohli post the shush. Bhavna posted the same thing. I'm wondering, who are they shushing? What could this possibly mean? Then I remembered. And then I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. Now I understand how some of
celebration. It goes back to the celebration.
You know which celebration, right? 2023, Gambhir, Chinnaswamy, IPL.
LSG was RCB.
mentor.
silencing the crowd. and
After the super over.
No, not super over. The ultimate leg run by Avesh Khan.
Do you really think it was a reference to that?
I see. First of both of them.
I think that what I could be wrong, that I think that comment clearly wouldn't have gone down well.
Yeah,
that what was the need to celebrate? We had lost the series, and the only thing we celebrated was Rohit and Virat. Let's be honest,
Yes.
right?
Of course.
We celebrated means the country.
The fans.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, everyone celebrated the fact. Yeah, so no, that's whether it's media, whether it's fan, whether whoever, everyone celebrated that. That was point. So now, I mean, it would have been taken, and I'm just again second guessing what. Let's say if I was also Virat Kohli, I would have taken it, personally also that. So you're not happy with me getting runs. Fine, we may have lost or whatever. But am I the reason for the loss? Why should
Sole
that?
reason.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, Gautam made a valid point that where he said that okay, if I'm the only reason for the test loss, then fine. Let the BCCI take a call with it. But there are multiple reasons, and he had a point there. And similarly, that whole series, I don't think they were solely responsible, and I don't think he said it, but as soon as you point that we were celebrating, the guys we were celebrating, and I think that Sush may have been key.
No, of course, it's keeping all
Now
that
that
in
he won
mind.
now, and he's played a role in.
Of course.
So now do you want to say anything that
All
he
of
can't
that
win
is
you
correct.
games?
My point
Something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
My point is though that, and where I thought back, why my juices, the creative juices or brain juices started flowing. It's like, why are they both posting the same thing? One does it, it's a different matter. Both are posting the exact same thing. It's not a coincidence. No one's minds, not even siblings' minds, work that alike that they're posting the exact same thing on their socials. No.
Although in an ideal world, I only wish this is where he should have been more consistent in what he said, Gambhir. In an ideal world, actually he said the right thing.
But
he should have looked himself in the mirror during Brisbane.
No, that's not even the issue. I'll tell you what. I tell you the bigger issue. What Gambhir said is right. I agree that at the end of the day, and let's look at it objectively. You play a sport because you want India to win, right? And we've often said that a lot of times fans, we have different TNs who come and they are, more bothered about their favorite player getting runs or not, or getting wickets or whatever. Whether they are Virat fans, Rohit fans, now you have Hardik fans, Shubman fans, Bumrah fans, whatever. They are, look at that. But by and large, I think majority of the fans that they are there, at the end of the day, and why just fans, even players, you ask a Virat Kohli also wouldn't be happy that India has not won. I think that's what a kid who starts playing sport for and then he becomes a professional player strives for. And what Gautam said is bang on. That end of the day, you lost the series, and that's not what you want to do. Completely agree. The problem is this statement, and I know that Gautam, I've said it before, I've known him for a long time. He's not now doing it. He's always been like that, and that's what I like about him. He's very consistent with his thought process. The difference is, I have worked with him as a cricket analyst, and this is the version of Gautam I love. So if I'm doing a show and he's on my panel, I like the fact that he minces no words and he's honest. Yeah. He says it. And this is exactly what he would have said when he was an analyst too. Now, he is a coach of the Indian team. Any message that he says has a complete different effect within the team and what goes on. I'm not saying he's dishonest. In fact, he's brutally honest. And he is honest as a expert
in this system,
analyst,
too honest
and
for
he's
his
also
liking.
too honest. But as a coach, you can't be. It's like if I was to, draw a comparison between a journalist and a politician. A journalist's job is to be honest and highlight the problem areas. A politician's job is to create a smoke screen so that that problem area is not visible. You have to be diplomatic in a different. Being a journalist, there's no scope for being diplomatic. So that's what I'm saying. Gautam Gambhir, the analyst, and this version of Gambhir is absolute champagne stuff. That's what you want. But as soon as you become the coach, I'm not saying there will not be issues, but then you got to be mindful of what I need to say in public, how I address this, and you have to be a man manager. You have to be managing egos differently. Some, it's not just egos. Some egos you'll have to manage. Some can be, people that are introverts. How do I bring them out? Some are a bit underconfident in life, as in they need so much of pepping up, and you need to, like, as I said, somebody could be egoistic who's like so high on confidence, you have to bring them to the ground level. No, be in touch with reality. Some are so underconfident that you need to keep pumping them. No, man, you're the best. Look at this innings. You've done it. You can do it. Different skill. Now, if I go brutally honest with everyone, the guy who's already down in the dumps, he's going to go further down. The guy who's so sky high in confidence, who's overconfident, might just shoot few more spaces above. So it's a very fine line. So it's just, there's nothing wrong. In fact, I am a fan of Gambhir's personality of being so honest. And I know that he's honest like that with himself as well. He's harsh on himself as well. Whatever high standards he set for everyone else, he follows himself. But it's a different capacity, a different role. It has to be dealt with very differently. And that is why probably, and that's why I said, we're talking about 2027 World Cup. I want all of them to be there. And this Indian team will do well. I know with a Virat, Rohit around, Bumrah back, it'll be the team to beat. But that's what happens in World Cup. What needs to be done is this needs to be fixed. In Test cricket, I've said it before, maybe it's time to find another coach. But in one-day cricket, in T20 cricket, I think Gautam is the right man. I think he should continue. He is the right man, but you need to now find a solution whereby you can carry the best team for the World Cup. But if there are some creases that haven't been ironed out, you go to a World Cup, you can't win that World Cup if the environment remains that same. This needs fixing. All the personnel are right, but the environment needs fixing.
I think I'm caught in a time warp. This is the same situation that I heard, same situation that I read 22 years ago. 20 years ago rather. When another G came into the Indian coaching setup in Greg Chappell. India were winning. Bilaterals, you were winning. But the dressing room environment was so fractured. You lost in the very first round of the World Cup. And that gave them the smoking gun to ensure Chappell was out. Here also, I am seeing the same script repeat. And I'm like, is it a 20-year itch with the Indian cricket team that some situations morph into repeat mode over and over again? I don't know. And now when we look at it, Greg Chappell was years ahead of his time in the thought process and everything, but just wasn't working for India. I think even Gambhir is in that same boat.
I think Gambhir can work in white ball cricket. I think he can. There's nothing to suggest he can't. But yeah, some things need to change.
No, that dressing room situation.
Yeah, exactly.
It reminds me 20 years ago, same thing happened. And you're seeing the coach as the target. When was the last time that happened? Greg Chappell. That time it was certain media clicks that ensured you ran a campaign against Greg Chappell. Here it's the total social media fan bases. Imagine 2 TNs are getting united, all for one man, right. Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah, I'm saying forget...
3 TNs, okay.
Forget Donald Trump for Nobel. If Gautam can get both TNs together, the ones who would always be fighting Viratians and Rohitians, they are on the same page.
Give Gambhir the Nobel, I'm telling you. He's managed to do something which nobody has had the guts to do in independent India. Unite a fractured fan base.
He should get a Nobel, Pulitzer, everything. Give him the lot.
Give him, yes. Laureus, give him the Laureus.
Rohitians and Viratians together.
And MSDNs.
MSDNs also.
I mean, they have a panga
all
together. My God, Chernobyl and Fukushima will be minute if these 3 combine. Nuclear power, oh, damn it.
Okay, can we take a few questions? We don't want to take this unimportant news.
Who cares?
Who cares?
We've got the best all-rounder in the world right now.
Yeah. Ashish Dhar.
Fear, VK and RS. Last living legends in Indian cricket.
Why last? I think you'll make a few more.
No. Don't say that. We used to keep saying that, and I've probably seen a few more summers than you have. I used to feel the same for many.
Yeah, when Gavaskar retired.
No, in multiple sport as well.
Yeah. When a Schumacher retired.
Yeah, Schumacher is a good
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
I thought it was done. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Michael
nothing.
Jordan. when he
Tennis,
retired.
yeah.
Tennis.
Nadal, Federer, Djokovic out. Look at what
Sinner, Alcaraz.
Sinner and Alcaraz, they've taken the sport to another level.
Another level, yeah.
Incredible hitting. Crazy.
The physicality,
Crazy.
like when I watch Sinner, it's like I'm watching Federer on fast forward.
Yeah.
So I'm watching and I'm like, what is going on here?
And
They're
Alcaraz is the other version of Nadal, the right-handed
I don't
version.
find him Nadal. No, I find him more like Joko. If I'm being honest.
Oh, okay.
He's more Joko than Nadal. Nadal was brute.
And much more efficient,
Yeah.
a version of Joko. Can you imagine?
Exactly. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
Joko's like a machine assembled. And he's somehow more efficient than him. So it's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The level of tennis they're playing is insane. I don't know how long they can last this way. And maybe that is where the greatness of a Nadal, Federer and Joko might come in. That they last
They
for so
reined
many
themselves
years.
in for so long.
Yeah, I don't know whether they can. But if these two can, oh my
And
god.
that's a new level you've reached then in terms of tennis also.
Forget Fedal, it's Sinkaraz.
Sinkaraz.
No, not true. They have, imagine that freaky stat. They've both won exactly till the last thing, exact number of points.
It's mad. It's really mad.
Last time that happened, it was Sampras Agassi. The last time. After that, Sampras took a big lead against him. Faraz Ahmed 98 is saying, Nikhil, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but the dressing room isn't a happy place in my opinion. There is palpable tension with trust deficit from Rocco in test series as batters were thrown under the bus.
Palpable tension. Faraz, are you a Chelsea fan by any chance? It's a term that was associated when Mourinho got thrown out the second time. The sporting director came out and said there was palpable tension in the dressing room.
But this is a very common phrase.
No, as I said, the first thing I associated it with was that. I agree it's a common phrase now, but I'm talking about this is 10 years back.
Yeah.
Palpable tension. But yeah, I agree with Faraz broadly what he's saying. The kind of stuff you're seeing, there's so much smoke. The fire's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, any one of these guys can be like, we didn't start the fire, but someone did.
Yeah. Dhanush is saying, why I failed 12th standard, I'm the same guy who passed 11th standard. Is that meme going around? No. Like,
But
I'm the same guy
going
who
back
won.
to that previous comment, I think it may have come a bit earlier than we got into it, but it's kind of resonating with what we've spoken also.
So that's why.
Whose comment was that?
Faraz Ahmed.
Faraz's.
Yeah. Dhanushal is saying, why I failed 12th standard, I'm the same guy who passed 11th standard. Again, harsh. But Gambhir, again, it's true. But I know that he's taking the memes into account here. But it is true. You won the CT under him here. Yes, red ball, white ball. Now you want to combine both white ball and red ball just for the heck of it.
No, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all. Mikey King is saying, I'm still not over the past 3 WTC cycles where we didn't even win a single trophy. Now we are in a situation where we need to play tough to qualify for WTC.
Yeah, it's next to impossible. Don't even think about qualification.
You need to win 7 out of 9, including a final against Australia at home.
Good
Mikey,
luck.
I think it's next to.
It's done.
Yeah.
Your 2 tests in New
Brace
Zealand, that's the
yourself
problem.
for the reality of not making another WTC final.
Yeah.
It does seem.
It's a problem.
That's why I'm saying that I hope the meeting brings about some change, because change is definitely needed.
Yeah.
Don't let it be, we had a meeting, chai, pakoda was had. Some superficial things are done and then you move forward.
Ashish, the VK took award and ignored Gigi while on phone.
Yes, it was after the man of the match ceremony. That's when that
No,
happened.
because I was reading this report by a journalist who's been traveling recently covering the series, and he said that I haven't spotted Virat and Gautam having any conversations as such, and in the last few days, whereas there have been occasions where Rohit and Gambhir have been spotted chatting together, but Virat and Gambhir, nope.
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah. Srimanta is saying, issue is not batting, issue is spinners. India lost 4 home tests for poor spinners. Batting will come good eventually. Gill, YJ, KL, RP, top class.
No, I think your batting was also an issue. Sorry. Wasn't just your spinners.
Agreed. But all I'm saying is that these players have gotten runs.
Yeah.
A Gill has, a Jaiswal has, a KL on occasion, and Rishabh Pant have. So they are top class players, I agree. That's why I said when that loss happened that I can't believe that these players can go down so easily as they did. They're much better than that. They've shown it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, was it the atmosphere, the motivation? I don't know.
Yeah.
But very unusual to have seen though. Especially, I mean, okay, Eden, the pitch was such. I agree. But what happened in
And you don't
Guwahati, one team's getting
500.
Yeah, and
490.
you're getting 200 and 140 all out.
Yeah.
One team got 700 plus runs if you count overall, and one of them couldn't even surpass 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jasbir Singh is saying, Nikhil, Sid keeps blaming superstar culture and inherent issues. But if those issues existed, why didn't they stop us from winning every home test series before this? We were in finals of WTC before Gambhir, now lost 2.
I think one of the reasons why he keeps talking about it is that now, previously, that the inherent issues that you had, they were masked because you were winning.
Yeah.
Now, though, because you're not winning, suddenly your chickens are coming home to roost. That's the main reason.
Those issues existed. Jasbir Singh, it existed. But we are, as I said, we conveniently sweep it under the carpet when you are winning. When you lose, oh, how dare they lose? That's how Indian cricket and Indian fan psyche is. And because you are winning for 7 years at home, you conveniently forgot all of this. Srimanta again is saying, BCCI has done brilliantly. Indian cricket is well poised. Young captain did fabulously in England. Home losses will be taken care. ICC Test champ is a joke.
I mean, by and large, I kind of agree.
I think he's being sarcastic.
No, I think...
No, ICC Test champ is a joke. I
agree.
know.
ICC Test Championship is a joke. The way the whole format is. Some countries don't even play against either. Some just play 2 test match series. Some don't. I mean, I think it needs to have a better structure. Whereas each team needs to play another team before you reach a final. Which competition happens like this, where randomly you decide who's playing who, then basis that result we'll see.
This system is a sham because this is the only tournament in the history of global sports where teams don't play a uniform number of games.
Uniform number of matches, they don't even play each other.
Opposition also.
There's 9 teams technically that take part in the WTC, right? Which means that in theory, you need to be playing at least 8 teams. You're playing 6 teams.
Yeah.
6 teams.
Not even 6. I mean,
sometimes you could have home and away also.
Sometimes you could just be playing 3. How many are India playing in this cycle?
6 teams. England.
Everybody plays 6 series. Okay. 3 away, 3 home.
Yeah.
Okay. But the number... India are playing 2 5-test series.
Correct.
And 4 2-test series.
No, but how can I'm just giving you, for whatever the reason, India, Pakistan don't play.
Yeah.
How can that, I mean, fine.
Technically, this is now an ICC tournament.
It's like, can you have an ICC tournament where, okay, we will ensure that even if you are there, how does that work?
My only gripe is look at the Premier League, look at La Liga, look at all the American leagues. Suppose if there are 10 teams,
it's
you
like
play
playing a 50-over World Cup,
Yeah.
and you have to play, each against. You say, okay, every team has to play 6. You guys decide amongst yourselves who you want. You pick 6.
The only other thing now which I realize why they don't do that is, of course, the Champions League's new format, the Swiss format. But even there's a clear and obvious draw. There's a seeding. There's a reason why you have, like, each team is playing 8 games. And those 8 games are also, it's done by a random draw. It's not decided. It's not like Chelsea will wake up and be like, Manchester City, we'll play you.
Yeah.
Liverpool, we'll play you. Or Barca, we won't play you. It doesn't work like that. No, there's a draw. In fact, that draw will also specify that you can't more often than not be playing against nations from your own club. Yeah. There'll be a seeding basis, who've won, who've not won, who's qualified directly, who's had to play playoffs. There's a full system in place. Here's nothing. It's all vibes. This 2-test series is a joke. I agree.
Honestly. New Zealand, can you believe it, are playing a 4-test series after a gap of 38 years. They are playing Australia away, 4 tests. Australia are playing 2 5-test series and a 4-test series. Everything else they are playing 2-2 series, 2 test matches. It's a joke. That's why I agree. The structure is a joke, but it's bottom context. That's the one thing I will at least.
He's a yoke.
Yeah, he's a yoke. Oh. You channeled your Alonso. Yeah, Monza.
Mikey King.
Gigi thought process behind the test team will be reviewed. ODIs are going good. Gigi internally wants RK but can't say as he has differ thought on both.
Says who?
But can I be? Let's just take this for, let's say if this is the reality. I agree with you if that is the case, that certain questions will be raised of the decisions that you took in test matches, which have obviously backfired, whether it is tactical, team selection, choice of pitches, so on and so forth. That's good then. That's what you want, right? Address the issue. That's good. Secondly, I agree with him. I said, I think I'll take GG as a ODI and T20 coach, so long as he can be on the same page as Rohit and Virat, because I need them as well if I need to win the 50 over World Cup. Does he want both of them? Maybe he could be right, because he's never come out openly and said it's this, that we are looking at body languages, signals, what is being said. I hope if that's the case, he wants them, then he should. That's what I would like. That's why I said at that point, if he comes for a press conference, I would love for him to say that I don't know why you guys keep asking. They are the two most valuable players that I have in my ODI setup. I want them. If they themselves, want to opt out, that's up to them. But you ask me as a coach, I'm just saying, if I was a coach, I'd say it.
Yeah. Maybe after the
That I need both of them. They are very essential to my plans of winning a World Cup, and I need them.
Hopefully after the
end of matter.
Vizag ODI he comes. Hopefully.
End of matter.
Yeah. Ashish, they're saying GG has issues because VK was chosen as vice captain by MS Dhoni.
I doubt that's the thing.
Though, I don't know whether that's the issue now, but you remember where Gautam spoke about that vice captaincy thing. He's like, we lost the series and I was removed as vice captain. And he said, did you ever, he said it in an interview.
Yes, he did.
Where he said that, have you ever heard that for a series loss, the coach and the captain continue, the vice captain is removed? It happened.
This was 2012, right?
When he got dropped. Huh?
Yeah. Said it happened to me.
Lots of jokes about that dropping doing the rounds now. Someone discovered an old tweet and they're like, Dhoni's a time traveler, we just can't prove it.
Yeah. Srimanta is saying, you guys are toxic towards Gambhir. What's his fault? VK averaged 20 odd for 3 years in Test cricket. RS has one Test 100 away from home. Good they are past.
No, again, by the way, I think you may be a new viewer. I don't think anybody was as vocal as us that their performance needs to be reviewed. I don't think you're paying attention even to the show today where I said anyone who says now they need to be brought back into Test cricket is doing harm to Indian cricket. But unlike you, we're not fanboys. And just as I've been critical of Virat and Rohit, if there are things that we found which are, critical about Gautam Gambhir's coaching, we mentioned that as well. And that's what our job is, right? To say things the way they are. You're mixing the two things. At no point have any one of us or on any of our programs, even when that debacle in Australia was happening or anyone, did anyone suggest that no, Rohit and Virat should continue in Test? No. In fact, we justified BCCI's decision to have a chat with them about their future because it was needed.
Yeah. It was. Oh, Greg Chappell joined.
Oh my God.
No, Greg Chappell.
Oh.
I thought he heard you.
Yeah. Top guy told me VK was given fake hopes of Test captaincy. GG behind back conspired VK retirement. VK felt, how in second Test you see me as next captain, now you want to replace me after 2 Tests in England. Disillusioned?
No, this is something that I've said on the platform. This is 100% accurate. That there was a time in that series in Australia, and I'm saying this with full responsibility, that he was not guaranteed, but he was sent feelers that maybe we may have to look at a stopgap arrangement because we can't find a young captain. There is a possibility we may ask you, to take that role. And Virat was made aware of that. I think what happened after that, how the series panned out, they started to look at a young captain with Rohit not playing that final Test, and who knows if that series had been 2-2, things could have been very different. The mood completely changed with you losing 3-1. So it had a cascading effect. One thing led to another, to a stage where you went with a young captain, Shubman. Just realize how that has an effect on ODI captaincy. Because if Shubman didn't have a great time as captain in England, maybe Rohit would have still been your ODI captain. So there are a lot of things that were related and can go back to what had happened. So this, I agree, did happen. It was kind of mentioned, and then you reached a stage where you had conversations with him about whether he'll what his future plans are, whether they'll have him for a long time or not. All of those things were discussed. It was a situation like that, and I'm sure Virat felt aggrieved about that. I'm not blaming him. Maybe that contributed in him hanging up his boots in Test cricket. That's reality. So there's nothing wrong.
Machli ki aankh.
Machli ki aankh is back, saying that Kabir Khan in Chak De India said that अगर मुझे दुश्मन बना के ये खुद एक हो जाए तो इसमें क्या गलत है? I'll translate for those of you who might not be familiar, saying that if they make me an enemy and they start getting united, what's wrong with that? It sounds like Gigi took some lessons from KKR from SRK.
I mean, it just needs one. It just needs one trip to It just needs one trip to a restaurant where they vent their frustrations at somebody and then they become a team.
Yeah.
That is the only thing.
No. He's about to go. He's resigned, and then these guys Eve tease the girls. And so all the girls then stand up for her, and they bet. And
team
then he comes.
Then
he comes towards the end in that fight, and then he tells one of his famous dialogues in that is when he's caught hold of the guy. कि वो ऐसा है हमारी गेम में छक्के नहीं होते.
Yes. That was a good one.
पीछे से नहीं सामने से वार करो.
That is the thing.
What shot at cricket?
Yes.
The gentleman's game.
But for two reasons also. If you remember the character played by, I think it was Sagarika Ghatke. Remember she was about to marry a cricketer, then turns him down, and that guy comes with a cricket bat to hit. That's why he says
No, but that guy is not there.
No, that guy is not there. One rando is just.
That's why he said. That's why
हमारे गेम में छक्के नहीं है. Good one.
It was, come on. Shivam, you are living under a rock.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, having cordial relationship and being best friends is two different things.
They've reached like BFF levels.
It's never like that.
They're practically pookies.
Yeah.
Ravager 21. Every step is a tactical failure with GG. KL should be at 5 and 6. 5. 6 is too low for him. What is Washi's role in the team?
No, I
guess he too is confused on that.
No, I'll tell you what I liked yesterday about KL batting at 6, because again, I repeat, what is the purpose of these bilateral series? To prep yourself for the 2027 World Cup. In that World Cup, KL is going to be batting at 6. Why? Washington will be replaced by Hardik. Gaikwad will be replaced by Shreyas. Jaiswal will be out and Shubman. This is your team. KL will continue to bat there. It would have been very easy for KL or the team management to send him higher up the order. He would have gotten those runs. But how will he get used to that position where he has to be a finisher at 6 going forward in ODIs? If that's the role he has to do, then might as well keep practicing. And by the way, I told you about the rule change. After the 34th over is done, you're going to have the same ball. Now it will present a different challenge for a person batting at number 6, because he'll have to be batting in that scenario. No point batting higher up with the ball is hard and new. And then, so what is going to come about? In these 3 ODIs, you'll do that. Then once those players are back, again you go back. You're not utilizing these ODIs. So I thought that's the right way to go about things. This is what we complained about the test team. So confusing, don't know what to do. And I think this was clarity. I like it.
Kevin Kumar from the UK is saying, senior players like Sachin get in, speak with GG.
I don't think that will help anything.
Yeah. I think senior players can be brought about for a review into Test cricket. That will make sense.
Yeah. Ujjwal Anangundi is saying, half problems will be solved if coach shuts mouth.
I mean, that's why I go about diplomacy.
Yeah.
It's good to be honest. He is an honest person. He speaks his heart out. He minces no word. But the role is very different, right?
Correct.
At this moment, you can't afford to be that.
It reminds me a lot of peak days Jose Mourinho. He had this thing where if he wanted to deflect attention away from his team's bad performance, he'd go and say something scandalous in a press conference. Then suddenly everyone's only fixated, oh, he said this, oh, he said this. No one cares about how the team performs. So he's like, that's me deflecting pressure off them. That's a man manager, someone who's looking out for the team. That's what you need to be doing as a coach. I'm not saying Gautam should go and abuse some journalist. But my point is that then you need to be trying to deflect issues away rather than kind of shining a spotlight even further on them. And saying like, look, you think it's bad. I'll show you it's much worse.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
The other guy who did this consistently to rile up others, Arjuna Ranatunga, did it so often to deflect the issues in the team. But then he took it as a target. So that's the thing. Bhargav 7028 is saying, VK under captain KL in ODIs, 5 innings, 2 50s, 2 100s.
I guess Virat
Lucky
really
charm.
likes the captaincy of KL.
Yeah.
One of few people.
Jasbir Singh is again saying.
Final
bro,
comment
yeah.
of the evening.
Bro, winning is winning. England even won a World Cup on boundary count. Still counts as a win. So why suddenly blame superstar culture on inherent problems? Fans only care about the result, not excuse. GG's only change in
See,
loss.
I mean, I'm okay. See, there will be stars. There will be superstars. And there's no issue with stars or superstars. They should be, and that they in fact are essential for the survival of any sport. I agree. But I'm saying it should not in any way harm team culture or set about wrong examples and precedents within the team. That's the only thing that you need to guard against. And there were certain things that needed fixing after BGT. I've shared some of those things with you that were observed on the tour, and things were kind of getting out of hand. There are superstars in other sport as well, but then there are certain things in the team culture that you have to abide by. And it did feel like that you were going away from that team culture thing. So if you've course corrected, there's nothing wrong with that. And superstars will still remain. Newer ones will come up. They'll be there. So long as, I mean, Messi is a superstar, Ronaldo is a superstar, but in certain team cultures when they're playing for the national team, the certain things are cast in stone. They follow it. And be superstars themselves. Can be done.
Only care about result, only care about icons in Indian cricket. Excuses, no. That I'll add one part in it. Fans only care about icons. That's why. Because Gambhir has taken on the thing, right? How dare he target icons? But that's the problem. That's the fixation that is there. Mayank Tapliyal is saying, if BCCI out of the box decides to hire a director of cricket, then who will be ready to give 5 years for Indian cricket and how the board's politics will affect us all?
They don't need a director of cricket. It's not a necessary role within this particular setup.
Yep.
You don't need one.
Absolutely. Was it Kevin Kumar? Superstar issue, why Joe Root and Smith Brook?
They have to do with superstar culture.
Yeah. But are England winning still? There's no... Jamie Smith isn't a superstar as of yet.
I don't think he's talking about Jamie Smith. He's talking about Steve Smith.
Yeah.
And Jamie Smith, you're the only person who probably thought of Jamie Smith.
Because Joe Root, Brook and Smith, two England guys, suddenly you sandwich one Australian guy.
No, he's talking about stars, no? So he'll only talk about stars.
Brook is a star.
I mean, in a lot of...
Oh man, that's calling it a bit far-fetched, but okay, fine.
He has a better overseas record than Gill.
Of course, that's true. That's true. True that. On roads at least, so yep.
Okay. I'd said final question, but Siddharth wants to take more. Okay, one last one.
I love conflicts from Canada. How culpable are selectors in this fiasco?
No, I agree, and that's why I said that we in fact listed down questions that if I was there I would ask. If I was in the BCCI conducting this review meeting, I would ask multiple questions. I put those questions forward, and those questions need to be asked, and you need to get to the core of where the problem lied, whether it was selection, whether it was your tactical blunders, your playing 11, pitches, everything, and get to the root cause of the problem. Whoever is responsible, find a solution for that.
Exactly. So on that note, gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for all the interactions that we are having on this dugout. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today from me, Nikhil. And
for those of you joining late, it's a long conversation we've had.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Rewind, go back.
Yes. So from me, Shane and Nikhil, it's bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba
Plenty more content on Sports Today. You can check that out as well to take away your Monday blues.
Yep, indeed.
Much better than anything you'll get on OTT.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So bye-bye. See you soon.